to discuss, but hopefully we can get over it, we can get around it, and this will work for all the newbies. But you know, in my tutorial where I showed you how to output text, I used double quotes, and I did say that we can use single quotes with concatenation, and that's pretty much what I'm going to be discussing in this video. So first of all, what is the difference between double and single quotes? Well, let's just write a quick little script that will output text to the browser. The first one will be echo with double quotes, hello world, and the second one will echo hello world with single quotes, and we'll save that as strings.php. Okay, so if we go to strings.php, you'll notice that they are exactly the same, and there's no break there, so I'll just put a HTML line break right there, and you'll see they're exactly the same thing. But the difference between these is, I'll just show you that right now through a variable. I'll declare a variable called name. I'll just word it's going to be called, and we'll assign that with the value of world and end that. And you'll know from the variables tutorial, you know, to include a variable in a string, output it, you'll just type the word word. But if we do that down here, we'll get a different result. And if I save this and show you that, you'll notice that the first one, and I apologize, I just should put a line break in there to make it easier to show. You'll notice that the first line outputs the variable and the second one doesn't. And I'm just going to explain the difference between a double quote and a single quote. Now, when you have a string with a double quote, that is telling PHP to parse the whole string and find a variable. So if you have a variable, it's going to say, okay, we're starting with double quotes, now please PHP look through here and take the variable and convert it to the actual value, which is world. But when you have single quotes, you're just skipping that process and outputting the entire string as a string. So the difference is, when you want to have a variable with a single quote, you need to concatenate it, and I'm not sure what I should. Yeah, I'll just explain first of all why it does this. When you have double quotes, PHP will parse it for the variable, and that means that it takes longer to execute this script. And as we're only outputting 2 words, it's quite minimal. There's only 1 variable, so it doesn't take long. But if you had thousands and thousands of words, there would be quite a small performance difference that you'd notice when outputting the variables. So how can you get around this? Well, if you want to output single quotes and you want to use a variable, you can concatenate it. So let's just go back here, and we're just going to put this in single quotes. World, okay. Okay, so if you want to echo out that, you know, we want to say hello world, but you want to use single quotes, you can do it like this. Echo, and as you'll start off with hello, then put a space, and now we're going to end the string. And what we can do is actually join a variable on with a string by concatenation. And you do that using a full stop. So just have a full stop, and then after the full stop you will have the variable name, which is world, and then we'll have another full stop, and then, you know, we can actually have more text after this. We can just have a break and then end it and have a semicolon. We save that. You'll see that we've used a single quote and we've actually concatenated a variable onto it. So if we wanted to do this with double quotes, you know, we would just do echo hello world, and looking at that, it looks a lot easier to do double quotes, doesn't it? And whoops, we save that, reload it, same thing. But the difference is with performance. But also what I'm going to discuss now is how to echo out HTML. So let's just go back and let's just use double quotes, and we're going to change this. We're going to declare a variable called Google, okay, and actually won't use a variable right now. We'll just echo out something to prove a point. So if we echo out in double quotes, we're going to echo out a link. Now if you don't know how to use a link in HTML, it goes like this. You do open brackets a href equals, and in double quotations you will put google.com. And then to end the link, you will end it. And then after this will be the anchor text, which is what is shown as the text for the link. And then we'll end it with that. So you guys should know basically how to output a link if you're learning PHP. If you don't, you can Google it.